Like for real, you gotta be real, cause I'm telling you all, I'm gonna tell you, life is too short, yo. And life ain't about yourself, it's about what you can do for others. Stop thinking
Right.
about yourself. It ain't about you. This whole thing ain't nothing
Right.
about you. Ever.
We kicking it, kicking it, kicking it. We ain't taking no L's. I don't care how they feel.
On this week's episode of Kickin' It Wit Killa, we got Mar Var. He's going to talk about a whole lot of stuff, especially that new music he dropping. So make sure you pull up your seat, spark that brain, and let's kick it. Mar Var, what's good with you, brother?
Yo, what's good? What's good, Killa? What's going on with you?
It's all good, man. I think, truthfully, the last time we saw each other was on Kiss 101.7 when we were
Yeah,
doing the show. You, myself, and B.
yeah.
Shouts out
The
to
music,
Benika
either.
too, man. She's doing her thing too
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. Shout out to
Um,
Benika.
that was in a sense a stepping stone for me because after that situation happened, Melly Mel approached me and asked me to come onto the radio station. So it was definitely a good thing, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely a blessing in my life at that time, which helped me move
Yeah,
on to the next stage. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely good seeing you. You know what I mean? If you're familiar with the way the show goes, right? I always start out with this thing called the quick kick. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. Is this or that? You gotta pick one or the other, brother. You gotta pick one or the other. All right.
I'm with it. Let's
And
go.
and and,
Let's go.
and since you coming back and you want some like Delaware music is beautiful right now, right? And you coming out with some
Yes.
hip hop, like you coming out with some, you know what I mean, some good stuff.
Yeah.
Like good music is back. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
first question: this or that? Illmatic or Carter 3?
Illmatic.
Easy, just like that.
Yeah.
And you gave me the look away
Yeah.
pass on that one too. You like, come on, Illmatic, come on.
Yeah.
You know
Like,
what
what
I
you gonna ask me that for?
mean?
Like, come on, man. I know you ain't playing.
And I know my thought process in it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people consider the Carter 3 as like a very like a classic
It's
a
classic.
piece from right.
Yep.
But then we also truly think about Nas's Illmatic definitely as a classic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly.
So I'm feeling what you're probably saying is Nas probably got that extra, that little extra bump up, you know what I'm saying, compares to Lil Wayne's the Carter 3.
The Illmatic to me, I think it just get the upper edge, and that's a personal opinion. I just think it gives the upper edge for Illmatic just because how close to hip hop it is. You know what I mean? And Lil Wayne joined this hip hop, but it's still modern day, more modern hip hop.
Like even though the Carter is a classic, right? I feel like you're saying like it was built off of like the classics like Illmatic. I feel what you're saying on that one. I feel what you're saying. So this or that. I'm definitely curious on how your brain goes on this one, right? So we're gonna
Okay.
talk about groups right now because we know Mar Var came from a group back in the days, and the Ride and Smoke mixtapes and the Ears to the Street mixtapes. I
Yeah.
had you on all them joints back in the days.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about groups, right? And we're gonna go to the South real quick, and we're gonna go East Coast with it. So we're gonna do Outkast or Dipset.
You try to make it tough now. You try to hit me. You try to hit me with the easy one first, and then go hit me with a tricky one. Dipset, because they got more of an East Coast, you know what I mean, more of a home base type sound where we at a regional sound. Outkast was more Georgia, but when you look at the body of work, I have to give it to Outkast.
I'm like you. I'm more of an East Coast cat, right? So I wasn't raised in Atlanta, so I don't know what mixtapes Outkast might have been dropping at the time, right? So obviously we know Dipset was dropping a lot of mixtapes, but that's because we're in that region and we know what was dropping. But when we look at albums, Outkast probably had more, and we talk about classics, right? Outkast probably had more of the classic albums, the bigger songs, the bigger hits that was out, like you know what I'm saying, the Miss Jacksons, the Hey Ya, even though how crazy it might have got, some of the songs might have got, but they were still bigger hits. This or that, right? Is
Uh,
about songs, right? A particular
okay.
this or that song, like what do you think was probably the bigger hit?
Okay.
And essentially they're from the same label. Let's think about how big California Love was, or In the Club.
I would have to say probably, and this is gonna sound ignorant, but it may be true. But it may be true. In the club, probably was bigger because Tupac didn't even didn't even really get to promote. He didn't have a chance to really do his thing on the album because he passed. So we don't know how far it would have went, but that definitely was crazy. I wasn't a big fan of California Love because I was a Biggie fan. You know how I was back then. It's like Cash, that's like LeBron and Kobe. It's like, yeah, we know LeBron the man, Kobe the man too. It's like whatever one you like, you know what I mean? But yeah, in the club, man, that joint was crazy. I'm gonna tell you this, right? I'm gonna tell you this story, right? So when 50 first came out, well, his second album with Dre, that he did, he came out with this song Wankster, right? And I ain't really hear the mixtape on the stuff that he was doing before, like in '99. I heard a little bit, but I ain't really hear that much. So when he heard Wankster and he had all the hype around him, because he got shot and all that stuff in the story and all that, I was like, Wank, this was y'all hype off of this, right? Because I didn't really understand, but then I understood, like, yo, he was doing that for marketing, you know what I mean? All that, you know what I mean? So then we one day just turn the radio on. All you hear is that dun dun dun. You said, "What the yo? Yo, it's over." I mean, I bet you everybody felt like as soon as you heard it, couple seconds, and then you start singing. When you in the club, I said, "Oh, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over." This joint a hit. Like now, I see what y'all talking about now. You know what I mean? And that was off of that. Then when you got the album, it was crazy, man. So I think in the club really like it had a more of an impact than California Love.
You could play in the club, and obviously people go crazy. You can also play, California Love, and I think it's more or less just I think people get more hyped up when you hear California Love just from the intro, right? When you as soon as you hear that California Love, and then you're like, and everybody's like, ah, yeah, right. But then it kind of fades out, right? But it almost has that same effect as soon as you hear that those what is it, horns or whatever drop for in the club, right? I think that in the club probably if we're looking at it, it's kind of hard to say, man. You could probably play both of them and you still get the same vibe. And I think it's probably because and I hate to you because this is in our era. I hate to use the word vintage, but it's because the California Love is such a vintage joint. When you play it, you're like, oh yeah, this was the joint. You know what I'm saying? In the club, you kind of hear it more often. You'll hear it in a rotation of certain songs today, like just normally today. So in the club might have the more of the longevity, but when you do play California Love, you're like, "Oh shit, yeah, I remember this joint." You know what I mean? Like staying in the lane of hip hop. We're gonna talk about style, right? Because I be seeing you stepping out. You know what I'm saying? And you got some style. You know what I'm saying? Throwing on that thing and you know what I mean? Showing them how it's done. So we're talking about '90s. We're talking about 2000s, right? Is it gonna be Timbs or is it gonna be Air Force Ones? Is
See, back then in the '90s, it was Timbs and Air Ones. I remember even before Air Ones, where we from, we called them Baltimore Nikes. Cause everybody in Baltimore was rocking them. We called them We said, "Yo, you get them Baltimore Nikes." This was like probably like in the '80s, like '87, '88, and then when my boys from up New York, they call them Uptowns. You know what I mean? Then I forget what my peoples from Philly call them. Every day that's crazy because the Air Ones had all different names in different regions. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tim's was official in the '90s. I got a pair of butters upstairs right now. It's certain places where Tim's never go out of style. The number one spot in the world is, New
if
York.
so you can't, you know what I'm saying? If you in New York, B, you gonna be wearing some Timbs. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I saw Shorty wearing pink Timbs, red Timbs, green Timbs. But I said, damn, this like the Timberland capital up here and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for me to pick one in the '90s because we both rock both. We rock both of them. That was the thing. Air Ones was like you go get a pair of low top Air Ones for like $65.
So the name Mar Var, and I always wondered that. How did you get the name Mar Var?
That's what everybody asks me. You gonna walk? We gonna walk together too while I talk to y'all. You know what I mean? But the name Mar Var is my government name. You know what I mean?
Okay.
My first name is Mari.
All
Everybody
right.
be like, damn, it's a black dude named Mari around this joint. Yeah, I was named by the dude. He who got the father dude. You know what I mean? My grandma named me, y'all. Y'all want to know that?
Yeah.
Shoot. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? And Var is my middle name, LeVar. You know what I mean? With Ill Strip, we always use our names, our real government names, and switch it up for, you know what I mean? Like Mar Var, then you got my brother Moo, dude. You know what I mean? That's my last name, Moody. But he took the Y off and added two O's. Moo, dude.
The name Mar Var is actually your name, right? Broken down. Did somebody come across it? Did you sit there and be like, you know what? Let me call myself this. Did one of the homies be like, hey, Mar Var, and you was like, I fools with that. Let's keep it going. Like, how did that happen?
Because everybody called me Mar for a nickname, Mar. So, when I was rapping, it just became Mar Var. Just took both my names. First it was Mar LeVar. Took the LA out and just put Mar Var. You know what I mean? And because it just was smoother, you know.
Like we said in the beginning, like really the last time that we were together was during the Kiss 101.7 days, right? I know that I took a little bit of time out myself. Obviously, you took a little time out. What was going on through that process? What kind of made you take that time out from music or just in everything in general? You know what I'm saying? Like what made you do that?
First of all, remember around like 2012, 13, 14 when we started doing the radio thing. You know, what took some time from there was losing my mom. Once I lost my mom's, that was like losing everything in my life. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if somebody lost their parent, they can imagine what I'm talking about. But if you haven't lost no parent, you don't. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. That thing, it rocks you. You know what I'm saying? Especially, regardless of whether it be father or dad, but Ma Dukes, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like the boys always seem to have like a special bond with Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying? And I know same thing when I lost my mom, it was like it set me back like crazy. So I could just imagine what it did with you. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that.
Yeah, it seemed like, and as men, young men, when we're younger, we want to grow up and make our mom proud. That's one of our goals we always want to do. We just want to make our mom, let her know that we okay. And then we want to be able to give back to her. You feel what I'm saying? And I didn't really have a chance to give back to her like I wanted to because she passed so early. And I mean, it was just hard, man. It was hard. I was dealing with that. Then I was going through a divorce at the same time because I was married young, and I mean, it was kind of tough because I was married. We was high school together and then grew up together. So it was kind of hard being with somebody for your whole life, like having your mom your whole life, then being with somebody almost your whole life, then you losing both of them at the same, you losing all that whole element at the same time. And it's like, you know what I mean? None you by yourself. You had a person that was you had like my mom, she was my counselor, my best friend, my number one fan, my therapist, my nurse, my doctor, my lawyer, she was everything to me. You feel what I'm saying? So when you don't have that person to help guide you, what you still a grown man, and a lot of us men don't our brain ain't developed until we're the age of 28 and 35. Like a woman's brain is already developed fast. That's why they act the way they act. Yeah, that's why they already on top of their game like that. You know what I mean? A lot of
Wait,
us,
wait.
we, you know what
You said 35. I feel like my brain still ain't developed. I don't know what you talking about.
I mean? But word, so it's like, you know what I mean? It's just remember Nas had that song Second Childhood. And it's kind of like that. It's like you in your second childhood, but as a grown man now. And now you're by yourself. Now you gotta do all the tools by yourself, and you gotta rely on other people that loves you. Your mother loves you and guides you like your mom guides you. So that was a tough time for me. I ain't gonna talk a whole bunch on it, but that was one of the things that got me what I mean, just knocked a lot out of me to make me like, I don't know if I want to, what I mean? I don't know if I can continue to do this. Like I want to do this. But then after that, then I get the phone call, yo, radio show. We want you to host or we want you to be part of it. Then I get, yo, double XL spread, we want you in it. Then like every time it seems like I'm trying to I'm trying to bow out. Here it comes. Here it comes, yo. Here they come calling. Yo, we got something for you. We know you ain't feeling right. You ain't right, but you got to keep it moving. But that's what I needed though. That now that I look back, I needed that to help continue to go and help continue to grow. But fast forward now, that's a lot of through all that time and going through like 8 years, going through all that stuff, 8, 10 years. You know what I mean? So now we get to the point where I'm still making music, I'm doing stuff, and I got my boy Kev, my business partner. He, how you go over your friend's house and let him hear stuff that you working on, or let him see stuff you working, whatever. So always letting him hear stuff, and he like, yo, man, you ain't losing it. Yo, I don't know why you sitting here not putting this out. I'm like, man, whatever. Because I ain't got the drive, I ain't got the, what I mean. But everybody around me ready to push me off the porch. You feel me? So here I go again. You know what I mean? What I mean, I'm working at a school, I'm teaching kids stuff, you know what I mean, music and just teaching them life skills and trying to better themselves so they don't take a lot of the routes that I take. You know what I mean? And just been working. That's all I was doing and showing them music, showing them how to work machines, stuff like that. Just passing on my passion and my gift to people that want to learn.
How did you stumble across that? Being able to get into school and like teach them everything that you know, essentially music and just life, because it all helps all together. It gives them something to do, keeps them out of trouble. You know what I'm saying, for as much as possible, right? How did you even get into that?
I got into it because one of my friends, my man Pootie, what's up to Pootie? He used to come around and I recorded him and this artist off his record label. And one day he was telling I asked him, I was like, yo, man, what you be doing? You know, what I mean? I'm in the studio all day and they come when they come. So I'm like, yo, what you be doing? He's like, man, I be working, I be doing these programs, helping these kids, da, 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 da. You know what I mean? The kids and the gangs and all that. I'm like, all right, that's dope. Cause just to give you an origin of that a story, my mom's a teacher, my grandmom's a teacher, my aunt's a teacher. I come from a teacher background. My family, the Moody's, that's my last name, my family last name here. That's all we do. Social service work, helping people, giving back. That's what we about. It makes us feel good. You know what I mean? So it was a no-brainer to me. Like, you know what I mean? So that was like 2008, 9. So around 2019, I get a call. Yo, man, you trying to work with some kids? Like, all right. Yeah, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? I got a hip hop curriculum, an 8-week hip hop curriculum I wrote out for them to every week, just teach them everything to the last week. They should know how to produce, write, record, engineer, manage, promote, just do from the ground up. Mop the studio floor. I show you how to do that too. You know what I mean? So that's what the whole curriculum's about. In 2019, I was in there and I was working with them ever since up to the end of last year. You know what I mean? And I fast forward to where I'm at now. And in November, I had lost my pop, lost my father. Man, walked in on him. Yeah, in the crib, he was unexpectedly, suddenly. So that's another tough one. You know what I mean? And then a couple days later, I get into some legal troubles, which I had to step back from my job and all that stuff because a lot of the attention it was getting in the media and stuff like that. So I had to fall back, man. I'm gonna tell you this. After that, it felt like this: a gift and a curse. All right. I prayed to my Most High and I was asking him just to show me which way he want me to go. Sometimes I feel like he does things to wake you up, taking everything away from me to clear a path for what he got coming for me. Sometimes I think even some of the negativity stuff, you got to clear it up and you got to accept things. And the only bad thing about that is what you do on a comeback. You know what I mean? It's about turning tragedy into triumph. You know what I mean? Everybody that know me know who I am. They know how I roll. They know what I stand for. So
I've dealt with this myself as well, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have dealt with this, where God kind of like gives you some insight, and you kind of, and in the back of your head, you probably know the right direction you're supposed to be going, right? And God gives you the insight of this is the direction you're supposed to be going. But sometimes we get a little hard headed and we don't want to listen. So God kind of has to be like, all right, you didn't want to listen to what I have to say. All right, I'm gonna take that from you. I'm gonna do this. All right, now that I have your attention, let's get to the regular schedule program like I want you to do. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
And sometimes that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got to go through some things, and sometimes you have to go through the bad to appreciate the good that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure the things that are coming to you now, you probably appreciate it a lot more than, if you didn't have to go through these trials and tribulations in the process. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it happens, man. And it's good to see that you're listening. You listen. He didn't have to say, okay, you keep on not listening to me and see what else happens. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool. You know what I mean? I'd be a fool if I go ahead and turn around and continue to do the stuff that he forbids me to do. Then I deserve everything that's coming to me. You understand? But I'm smarter than that. And he opened up the light to show me exactly where I'm supposed to be. And now I am exactly where I still supposed to be. And now it's time to finish it.
I'm going through IG, right? And I happen to see, I'm like, oh snap, there go Mar Var, right? He's doing a little something real quick. And I'm like, all right, that's fire. And then like a couple days later, I'm like, wait, that's fire. And then it's like, and then you just keep doing and I'm like, oh, he's back. He wasn't just dabbling with this, he is back. You know what I'm saying? So so let's talk about the new single. You just shot a video, it's released, it's out. Let's talk about the whole process of that song itself. Who's the producer and how did that whole concept come to you?
Well, y'all know me, Mar Var. I'm my own producer. I make all the beats that y'all heard from Ill Strip. I mean, I ain't gonna say all of them. I made 98% of them. All right, how about that? Yeah, I mean, that's almost all of them. But usually, and I'm talking my stuff right now too, because I've been humble for a long time, yo. All right, so I'm talking my stuff now. All right, y'all gonna figure out what I do and what I didn't do and what I did do. All right, so and let me stop. But Day by Day was produced by me, wrote by me. A lot of people that know my style, they know I'm a soul type of hip hop artist. I love soul music. I was brought up under soul music. Love 70s music is my favorite time. 60s, 70s music, I love it. Real artistry, real instruments, real musicians. I love that sound. So and that's what I grew up with my mom, yo, just playing music and listening to old school stuff and singing with her, learning them with her all the time. Like that's just what I like. So it was only right for me to go back to the return with y'all with my signature style. Day by Day with just straight lyrics, bars, soulful, smooth, nice little joint you could ride to. Just real authentic hip hop. That's what I'm gonna call it. Authentic hip hop.
Were you in part of the idea of how you want the video shoot done? Did you kind of just send it over to him and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, here's the song. What comes to your mind with this video shoot? Like, how did that come about?
I got my man, like I said, my business partner, Kev. He reached out to Jet Phoenix, and Jet Phoenix was able to take my song and use his own vision. I ain't had to bring no treatment to the video shoot or anything like that. He took care of everything with his vision.
Yeah, shouts out to Jet, man. He's definitely he got a good vision. He's doing big things himself, and he's locked in. And that's probably the best route for you to go ahead and get him. What else can we expect? Is the plan to drop just continuously drop singles? Are we going to drop an LP, EP? Like what is the end result? What are we looking to accomplish here?
The end result is actually dropping an EP. We're gonna drop an
Okay.
EP, hopefully later on this year or September. That's my favorite time to drop stuff around my birthday. So
Right, right.
have a reason to celebrate two things. You know what I
There you
mean?
go.
But dropping an EP. I'm working on some more just getting it right for y'all. I'm trying to probably do like 9 tracks. It's crazy because they don't even like a lot of music. Remember back in the day, you get a mixtape, that joint had like 30 tracks on the joint.
Yeah,
You look
yeah,
now,
yeah.
people dropping little EPs, nine. I'm saying, yeah, I ain't gonna reinvent the wheel. I'm gonna give them what they want.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I
Yep.
got about 1,000 songs already on tuck and ready to go for you. So it's gonna be
Oh, so you
EP after
ready?
EP after. Oh, we ready. We ain't playing. We've been working. We've been working, yo. That's my plan to just finish out with the single rollout I got. I'm probably doing like maybe 4 singles, maybe 4 singles out of for the EP.
Okay.
I got the joint called Watch Out now. You may have seen that before. Got Busta Rhymes on the hook right now.
Okay.
Got that joint. I got another joint with Graf featuring Graf. He on there. He about to drop his album, I think, in April. So we supposed to be doing hopefully we do this show. I got a show with Scarlett on the 24th in New York. And hopefully we could probably debut that track together at the show, maybe. Gotta see how everything
That'd be
work
dope.
out. But I'm working though,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I'm working. I'm trying to get the right people, right features, and just represent my state and my city the way I always do.
Do you think that in your opinion, do you think it's harder to get noticed, or do you think it's harder to stay consistent?
It used to be hard to get noticed coming from where I'm from.
Okay.
Now with technology, it makes it easier for you to get noticed where you're from. Now it's about your hustle. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? It's about you putting yourself in the right rooms. It's about letting a billion people get a chance to see you. So at least you get at least 100,000 people that's gonna like you.
All
That's what
right.
it's about, man. You know what I mean? I don't think it was about your talent. I don't want to say some labels I be dealing. You know what I mean? But
But
they be
yeah, go ahead.
talking to me. They be talking to me like, "Yo, I like your stuff. I just wish you had like a million on this content. A million." I'm like, "Yo, dog, what about my talent? Like, it ain't about the talent. Come on, man. I'm up here rapping my ass off for you. You talking about pause, and you talking about yo, if you just had 100,000 views, man, get out of here, man. I ain't from that
Right.
era, yo. I'm from that era where you go get one of your 100,000 viewers and I chop the head off. That's where I'm from.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know what you
So
talking
and,
about.
and that's crazy that and let's talk about this because we were both on the radio station, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy that if you look at a lot of the and I don't listen to radio as much as I probably used to back in the days, right? I don't think really anybody does. But if
Yeah.
you look at the radio personalities that are on there now, they're really not that good, right? They're really not that good. And the reason is because they're getting picked up because they have the 100,000 views on
Mm, mm,
social
mm,
media, right?
mm.
So they're getting all these big views. So they're like, you know what? Let's go and put this person as the radio host for this particular show. No skills, has no idea what they're doing. Trash, in my opinion, right? But because they have that high view, they decide to put that person in the right place instead of putting the person that actually
Has the
might
talent.
have the skill and the talent
Yeah.
to actually do it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I feel what you're saying.
Even, and I don't know if anybody ever said this before, but and I'm not trying to bash no DJs or nothing like that. But when it comes to even DJs, right? And I know you're a DJ killer, so this ain't for you or this ain't for nobody. Or
Right.
maybe I don't know. Maybe you could clear something up for me. You know what I mean? But
Uh-huh.
I always wonder, and I'm not gonna say no DJ names. All right, we're gonna keep it generic. All right.
Yeah.
Now, some older DJs that been out since early '90s and early 2000s, right? And then sometimes I heard they say one of the DJs and just say 98, they play Get At Me Dog, right? And they was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever, hip hop, da 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 da. DMX, da 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 da, right? He come on the show freestyle. Oh man, the dog. They got DMX, they got the locks, probably bring Nas through, Biggie, Jay, whatever, right? Just hip hop. Just hip hop. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? You like, yo, man. And then even then you play some crazy whack stuff. They cutting that off. They ain't playing that stuff, man.
Yep.
Nowadays, that same DJ will play a record and be hyping it up, and it be some type of hip hop that back in the day they said was whack or trash. Like, oh, listen
Right.
to this new such and such. I'm not gonna say no artist name because I don't want nobody here this joint to feel some type of way. Yo, this the new such and such. Oh, this joint hot. Listen to it. I'm like, yo, you know it's trash. You know it's trash. What are y'all doing? They paying y'all. What are they doing? Come on, man.
Bruh,
This is
listen, bruh,
trash.
and I don't mind saying names. So check it out. I don't mind saying names. Let's go with one of the biggest, in my opinion, probably one of the biggest DJs, radio personalities out there, period, in a market that still happens to hold the weight as far as radio goes, right? Let's go to New York real quick. Let's talk about Funk Flex. This man will still play in his mix. So not in the rotation, not in just a rotation, because I know sometimes if you know the behind the scenes stuff, certain songs just get played in rotation because the radio director wants these particular songs played, right? So you have to play those songs. Although I'm surprised Melly Mel didn't catch on to this. When there was a certain song when I was on there and I saw it coming up, I would take it off. I was like, this song is whack. I'm not even playing that. But if nowadays, you'll he'll funk flex, he'll play stuff and he'll literally even say it like, I don't even like this song, but here you go, New York, and he plays it, right? And then an hour or half an hour later, he plays it again. And then he plays it again. But you just told us you don't like it. So why are you playing it? why? Why? And the song is whack. So why are you playing this song? Like, give us the hits,
Program
man. Like,
director.
give us the good stuff.
Somebody getting paid. But I know it was like that.
Honestly.
It was like that because we had to pay a couple times to get on the radio and stuff like that. We paid our way, and it probably didn't go directly to the radio, probably went to the DJ. But I mean, sometimes you got in this game, you have to pay to get ahead sometimes. And sometimes you ain't paying for your play, you paying for the network. It's a chess game, y'all. It's a chess game, man. Don't think, oh, I gotta put 5,000 just to talk to Jadakiss, just to go to whatever. I go do it and just make sure when you pay that five, you get your $5,000 worth.
And you're saying it right. It's all about building the connections. Sometimes you might have to pay to be able to get into the rooms with the right players, right? But once you're in that room, it's all on you then, right? It's all on you. So now you got to build that connection, right? Like if you're not walking away, if you're not walking away with at least a couple contacts when you leave. So you don't have to it doesn't have to be Jay, it doesn't have to be and Jada's chill. Like you could probably get Jada's contact and he'll be like, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't have to be Jada, but I'm pretty sure his manager's probably there. And his manager's probably managing more than just Jada. And if you talk to them enough, they might be able to start managing you. So I'm saying? Like it's all about the contacts. You got to work on them contacts and get yourself in the room with the right players and just make the game work. You know what I'm saying? So and that's just the way it is. And I know you know the biz. So
Just like me, I got, you know what I mean, trying to build a relationship with like DJs. Like I just did the red mic with DJ Drewski, the come up with Big Fendi. Like I'm building relationship. Me and Fendi, we was in there. First time I talked to him, we started talking and noticed that we had a lot of. We started talking about our moms. He just lost his pop. I lost my pop. He lost his mom. Like we start talking. We start building from there. You know what I mean? He was like, man, he was like, yo, people just come through and just usually be like, yo, I got the work done. I'm out. They don't really be chilling. It's crazy. I was like, yeah, man, because I'm an authentic person. I'm genuine. Because
Exactly.
because I love people beyond what you could do for me.
Right.
It ain't about what you could
Right.
do for me or what I could do for you. Because if you
Mhm.
got some personal stuff going on, all this shit is out the door. Excuse me. All this stuff is out the door. Like for real, you gotta be real. Because I'm telling you, life is too short, yo. And life ain't about yourself. It's about what you can do for others. Stop thinking
Right.
about yourself. It ain't about you. This whole thing ain't nothing
Right.
about you. Ever.
You're right.
Just think about it. What are you doing for yourself? You got to pay bills to help somebody else.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Put gas in your car to go to work to help somebody else.
To help somebody else. Yep.
Everything is about helping. Ain't nothing
Yeah.
about you. But if y'all guarantee you, if you go out there and do that, you're going to get so much back. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
Yep. If you put that right energy out, it's gonna come back to you. You can't go out there expect to help somebody and expecting something in return, right?
Yeah.
If you should have some sort of a gratification, you should have some type of just feel good to be helping somebody. And the
Yeah.
bonus on top of that is if you get something back. That's the
Yep.
bonus on top of that. The main part is that you help the person out. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel what you're doing. As always, typically always at the end of my interviews, always give the flowers to the artist, right? Like just let them know that they're doing a good job, and you're doing a good job, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Quick, really quick, you just got back in there. Like I said, you disappeared for a little bit, and then when I saw you doing your thing again, I got excited. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. You's my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
almost every Sunday we were in the same place
Yeah.
together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
so it's good to see you back. I understand you
Yep.
had some ups, you had some downs,
I
right?
forgot to even tell you.
But
I didn't even get to tell you about this. I had surgery on my throat, man, in June
see?
last year. Yeah, I mean, I like this the
Right,
third surgery on my throat. So I'm
right.
really trying to stay in there with y'all. I'm messed up in the game, but I'm still, I'm still,
Hey,
I'm still here, yo.
with everything going, man, it's not. I think you got your brain in the right place, right? And obviously, the overseer, God, is taking care of you, and
No
he's
doubt.
directing you in the right place. So you got to continue to listen to him. Don't stray, right? Stuff
Hmm.
happens. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. Dust it
Yep.
off, and then get back to what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So let's keep it going. Let's definitely keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So we got something coming on. You said September is when you plan on dropping the EP. I'm gonna have to get you back on the show back then so we can kind of I'm gonna give
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
a live review on how the music is sounding. I already know it's gonna be something
And
fire, so I'm
and
not
and
even
and
worried
I-
about it.
and I need the live review. Great criticism, strict criticism, because I'm telling you, from people being strict with you, that's the only way you can evolve as an artist. You got to take the
Yes.
good and be able to take the bad, and that's the only way they
Yes.
got me to be able to want to write or freestyle better or produce better or engineer better, because I always was an open ear to criticism.
Exactly.
And don't be scared of it, yo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Live and learn.
You got to exactly. You got to live and you got to learn.
Exactly, man. So thank you for coming on the show, man. Definitely appreciate you coming on this thing. And remember, doesn't matter what season you're in, whether it's the fallback, the comeback, or the get back. Remember, you're special. You have purpose. So get out there and get it. Peace.
Setting kicking it.